Jonathan York from Bay Financial Partners, looking at the investment markets. Interestingly, last week we got the announcement from BNZ that their BISHA notes, bonds, will now be repaid at the end of March. That came as a little bit of a surprise really, after previously we've seen the ANZ announce on their 5-year resets that they would actually be rolling them over. So the BISHA bonds will be repaid now, and that's going to put about just short of $450 million into the marketplace looking for a home. It's just going to be interesting now to where people look to place those funds. For the last 5 years they've been 9.89% as an interest return. It's just going to be very interesting. So if you are looking for a home there or looking to explore the options, call us on 0800 867 323. Elsewhere in the middle of the reporting season, Fletcher Building was probably a little bit disappointing really. Market came off a little bit. Chorus have announced that the cost of the ultra-fast broadband is going to be a little bit more expensive. Those shares are under a little bit of pressure as well. But if you look at the dividend yield on Chorus, they've reaffirmed their 25-cent dividend. That gives them a pretty good dividend yield on the current share price. So we expect to see a little bit of support for those shares. Just another warning out there about stock and trading. We've had a couple of calls this week where people have been looking to sell their shares but hadn't realised they'd actually signed them over by signing the piece of paper to stock and share trading. That's resulted in the individuals receiving some funds back, but obviously quite a bit less than the current market price. So really just do be very careful, and if you are in doubt, call us on 0800 867 323. Elsewhere internationally, Europe is waiting for the results of the Italian elections. It's looking a little bit too close to call at the moment, and possibly a hung parliament, which does bring a little bit of uncertainty out there. US markets holding in pretty well. US corporates still have quite a bit of cash on their books. The unemployment rate in the US is falling, but just sort of gradually rather than any big reductions. So it's just sort of steady as you go. Finally, still quite a talk out there about the extremely high New Zealand dollar. There's really very little that individuals can do about that. You've just got to look at buying shares for the right reason. And the currency, you see, you can't really influence that. You just have to ride the currency waves as and when they sort of come through.